Welcome back, video creeps. I hope you're ready, because I am ready to talk with entirely too much passion about animated Ninja Turtles. And I'm not ashamed for the level of impact that these films had on little child me. I'm sitting here, I'm stoked that they're back. I'm stoked that I got one for me. I paid money, I went to the theaters, I sat down, plans were made. So let's talk about Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Now, Mutant Mayhem was produced by Seth Rogen, Evan Goldberg, and James Weaver, being directed by Jeff Rowe. And I gotta be honest, Michael, with you guys, when this first came out, when I first started hearing murmurs and stuff, I didn't care. Why would I? It had been so long since, like, the Turtles were available to me, like, for me to care about the Turtles. It had just, too much time had gone by. I'd become a man. As I started to see little clips, as I started to understand the humor of this thing, little by little, it just won me over. I didn't even think that I was going to be going to the theaters to partake in watching this. And then I saw that trailer and I was like, oh, I'm all in. And it never felt like I didn't care about the Turtles. It just felt like the Turtles weren't for me anymore. Like every iteration that came out since like 2003, it just felt like these weren't Turtles for me. The Michael Bay Turtles, those weren't for me. Like the little cartoons that you see, even the one that's running right now, that doesn't feel like a me Turtles thing. Passing of the torch, I just had to be like, okay with. That said, fucking 2012 Turtles, like that looks awesome. And I've seen bits and clips and stuff, and like, if I ever was to return to it, that would be the show that I would watch. But man, this drew me in. Literally, like this thing, it looks like there's scribbles and drawings all over the place. Just the style that they decided to go with for this film is so intriguing. I feel like they made so many smart choices, like the music, like just audibly, what you're listening to the entire time that you're watching this movie, it feels like it's cool to like Turtles again. When it's not impressing you or like keeping you engaged with this really interesting original score, they have the dopest songs playing, like fucking Annie Up, No Diggity, Can I Kick It by A Tribe Called Quest, though I do have feelings about that song and how it was utilized in this movie. It was a very cool ensemble of musical artists to get together for this project. In that regard, I felt like the movie felt extremely well researched because this felt like the Turtles were in New York for me. Kind of a disconnect for me whenever watching like the 1991 Turtles is that never felt like my backyard. But throughout the movie, you see the Turtles like talking in this way with one another that's like, I do that. Let's talk about like bacon, egg, and cheese and like getting dolly-wopped and shit. Like that's home. And I think the soundtrack really played into that in this really cool and, like I said, well-researched way. I gotta talk about Dad Splinter in this because it also is the first time that I've ever fully been invested in Splinter's story. Like, yeah, for sure, I care because he raised the Turtles and I love the Turtles, so I care too. But it felt like that's always had to been enough for me to care about Splinter. Whereas in this, we actually get this really great little montage of Splinter actually raising the kids. And it does a few things for you. It makes you really feel the weight of his love for his boys. And it humanizes Splinter in this awesome way. I think Jackie Chan did an awesome job as Splinter as well. I think that was just killer casting. And his brand of humor works so well for that role. So hearing his monologue while he's like raising up these baby turts, it makes Splinter this character that I don't think we've ever really seen before. And like, yeah, they play a little bit with the origin of the Turtles and how they learn ninjutsu, which I have to sit and ask myself, like, is it that important to me that like Splinter he witnessed his master learn ninjutsu and then taught the Turtles? Or am I cool with him just learning it on a tape? And at the end of the day, I think I am. That's not what I care about when I watch these movies. The thing that supersedes it is the connection between the brothers. And in this film, I feel like these Turtles are brothers. Each turtle like gives its own thing to the film, and it's great to see it because they're not fully cooked yet. Every iteration of the Turtles that we've ever gotten, they always seem so mature. But here where we pick up, Leo is not a great leader yet. Donnie is not the smartest turtle that fucking like he's on the same level as geniuses and shit. Like, he's just not there yet. Maybe one day. And there's one moment in this film where Leo even gets to be a leader where I really felt it. I really was like, wow, I am smiling. I'm in this. Even Michelangelo, who's like, you know, he's supposed to be like party dude. He's great. He's this, he's that. He's not exactly that party dude Michelangelo, but he still fits that character type in the nanosphere of this little group. Raphael is great, but like they keep referring to like his rage throughout the whole thing. And I never feel like I got to see this like super angry Raphael. I know that he's supposed to be cool but rude, but he was just kind of, he was just like rude like once. Though there's this one scene where he like throws size into like this big TV and he like climbs. It's awesome. They really did a great job because though it looks so different, even the turtles themselves, they're represented in a different way. The film is able to maintain this really cool like Turtles vibe, which is the most important thing that you need when you're messing with the turtles, right? Even the way that they handled the villains was really great. Paul Rudd as Mondo Gecko. There is not a line out of his mouth in this film that is not hilarious. Like whatever money they paid Hannibal Buress in this, like just give that money to Paul Rudd. Which if you're watching this, you know that this movie had a huge supporting cast. Which like I just have to like bring this up because for me personally, it was kind of a glaring thing. And I'm just gonna say it. Seth Rogen being involved with this project was enough. I don't feel like he had to be Bebop in this thing. He didn't do anything like super duper special that made it feel like he has to be that. He could have been anyone. And as a result, it kind of feels like we didn't get the best Bebop or Rocksteady that we could have. Now they do something really cool with the villains in this, but I have a small spoiler section that I'm going to save that for. But man, just to talk about the big bad Superfly. Ice Cube killed it. He seems really chill. You're on his side. You almost want like the turtles to like go bad at some point because you're just like, yeah, no, go do that. That just makes sense to me. Then when that switch happens and like Superfly has to be a super bad guy, he is a super bad guy. And that is wonderful. Now, that said, I can't help but feel like a certain somebody who I will talk about in my spoilers, the absence of their presence kind of made this film feel a little bit hollow. And I think that fault can only fall on Superfly's ambitions. I've said it a ton on this channel, but like, if I don't feel your stakes in your film,
you don't got shit.
I am going to go into some brief spoilers right now, so if that's not something that you want, if you care a lot about Mutant Mayhem, then just go ahead and skip to this time mark right here. Don't hang around, because it's coming. Go, Ninja, go, Ninja, go. This film feels so empty without fucking Shredder. Like, thank God, all the way at the end, there's like a little cutscene where like we do get to see Shredder, and it's like, oh, that's going to be great for the sequel, which they're already planning a sequel. They already have like even like a series that may be coming and shit. Like fucking they have plans. They knew that this was going to go well. But man, do you feel like Shredder should be a part of this thing? Like, don't get me wrong, there's no Casey Jones in this thing either. But you don't feel his absence the way that you feel this like this looming evil within Shredder that just isn't here for this film. As much as I thought Superfly did a great job, and I think he's awesome, I would love to see more from that villain, he's just not the Shredder. Now, something that I really dug about this was like the idea of a mutant nation, like this unity amongst the villains and the turtles. I thought that was a really interesting thing that we had never seen within the turtle universe before. Like, the Brothers 4 are fantastic, but what if they had a squad? And we got to see that in this film. I thought that was badass. And I love the direction that we're going in when it comes to the future of the turtles. Like, these motherfuckers are in school before. We ain't never seen them in school before. It's a fantastic way to open up the universe of the Ninja Turtles. And with this idea that we are all the same as mutants, there's this great thing that can happen when one by one those villains start to go bad. Because as much as I love the unity, I do want to watch the Brothers 4 fight Bebop and Rocksteady. Overall, Mutant Mayhem feels like permission to like the Turtles again. The film wasn't overly family friendly, though it panders to its OG audience throughout the entire film. There's fantastic little nuggets for those who love the Turtles. It's just sprinkled throughout the film. And again, going back to that look, this like colorful, hyper fun. It's just a pleasure to watch. And overall, it's just a damn good time. If there are things that I have to say that are negative about this, it's my own personal shit. Like I, for one, didn't love the ending credits song. I feel like that was a huge misstep in this film. Whenever I go to watch a Ninja Turtles film and those credits roll, I want that fucking
mic check. 1 2 1 2.
Okay, you ready?
1 2 1 2 1 2.
Yo, you ready?
1 2 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2 1 2.
but I'm an old head, so fucking what do I know? Other than that, I totally recommend going and watching Ninja Turtles. And if it's been a while since you've gotten in touch with that inner cowabunga, I think this is the time to do it. If you like the video, like and subscribe, drop a comment, let me know what you think, and let me know who your favorite turtle is. I have another video coming for you at some point, and when that happens, I'll see you on the next video. Peace, video creeps.